Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. Your commentators are Peter Sterling and Ray Warren.
Brookvale Oval is the host today for this big clash between Manly and Canterbury. Match of the round in round one of the 1994 Winfield Cup. Canterbury running from left to right, and both these sides very high in favouritism for the flag this year. Let's have a look at these sides for you as the match starts to unfold. There's the back line for Canterbury. Wilson, Williams, Halligan, Dallas in the centres alongside McCracken, Polla-Mounter and Lamb wearing the number 7 this year. The forward line is Dimmick, Pay, Darren Smith. Brokenshire comes into the side. Bella in the front row with him, and Geordie Peets is the hooker. Manly have also made some changes, as the first of those changes, Rogers brings it back from the fullback position in jumper number 40. Elsgood, Hancock on the wings, Moore and Hill in the centres, and Ridge is playing at 5'8". He captains the side, and Cliff Lyons is the half-back. Also on the forwards, they've lost Ian Roberts. Cunningham is the lock. Menzies and Alexander in the second row, with Alexander coming into the side. Carroll will go back to the second row, there's no doubt about that. Gillespie in the front with Scott Fulton, the hooker.
And that's the role that you'll see Matthew Ridge employing today. The big kicking game. They're running with a very strong breeze in this first half as Manly. As Scott Wilson beats the first tackle. That was of Hancock. A good run there from Wilson. Matthew Ridge at 5'8". He's played there in the trial matches. Interesting to see how he handles being so much closer to the ruck.
Manly were very strongly favoured to win this game, but with all these late changes, Peter, there seems to be, or has been, quite a bit of a swell for Canterbury to become the favourite at kick-off time.
Well, that's a great run there from Martin Bella. The kind of run that Manly would have expected from Ian Roberts, who isn't playing today. Bill Harrigan has found that Canterbury impeded the Manly players from getting on the loose ball and awards the penalty that way. You can see the decision there. There's a good charge from Bella. At the end there, he tries to get the one-handed pass away. And Matthew Ridge was impeded by Darren Smith.
Tap being taken by Jack Elsgood. Rookie of the year last year, and was given the honour of launching 1994 on Friday night. Carroll minus the headgear, which has become part of his trademark. Fulton the dummy half in 9. 41 is Alexander. And Bella already is very prominent. He always seems to have outstanding games, or endeavours to, against Bobby Fulton coach sides. That's David Gillespie. Cliff Lyons. Good service for Ridge. Back inside for Cunningham. Cunningham heard the call from Rogers, but it was just a fraction too late. Lyons crosses the 20, throws the dummy, gets inside Dallas, tries to get outside another player, but puts the ball on the ground in desperation. Scooped up by Terry Lamb, who was back in the sweeping role.
And has now been taken into touch. So this may well be a Manly feed.
The Manly come up with the scrum feed and the win. And this is an important clash. The centres today, very big men, Terry Hill and Danny Moore. McCracken's not a small man. There he is making the tackle on Alexander. But his partner, Brett Dallas, has come from the wing to the centres, and he's small by comparison. There he is going up, though, and displaying a great tackle. Cut the legs out from under Menzies. Ridge does some dancing. Gets it away for Dave Gillespie. Gillespie 12 metres out from the Canterbury line. And Manly on the attack. They're in the centre of the ground. Fulton a couple of paces out. Lyons calls Rogers on his inside. Rogers with the socks down, the long hair. Joined Manly this year. Fulton away again on the last for Lyons to put it into the in goal. It's fairly deep here. Williams has got a job in front of him. And he gets back into the field of play. His body was in the in goal, but he slammed the ball down just out into the field of play. So it was good thinking by the Kiwi winger, Jason Williams.
It was great work there from Williams, as it was from Dimmick in that next play to get the ball almost 10 metres out. But if Canterbury are to handle this Manly attack, their inside defensive men must continue to work. You'll see all afternoon that Manly will run angles. They'll bring men back inside. there's anybody lazy in the Bulldog defence, that will catch them out.
Very big welcome to our live audience over in Perth. Joining us for your live rugby league of a Sunday. Bella tackled just 30 metres out from his own line. Terry Lamb, the kick bouncing down towards the 30-metre line and beyond for Rogers. Jorgen Rogers is his name, but to his friends it's Yogi. And it's probably not hard to work out why. Elsgood a dummy half. Danny Moore slams it up to the 40-metre line. Scott Fulton, the dummy half, but a penalty with the sound of the whistle, and it goes to Canterbury.
They play the ball infringement there. Danny Moore looking to get up to play the ball. The referee ruling that he tried to milk that penalty, had a chance to put the ball down elsewhere, but on the man who came up with the tackle.
40 metres out for Halligan, on its way, and bouncing off the crossbar. Manly had to stay very much alert there. Ridge brings it out in customary fashion.
And that was a perfect indication of just how strong this breeze is. Normally Daryl Halligan wouldn't have had a trouble putting a 40-metre kick
Here's
down.
a chance for Manly. Hancock, after they spread the ball along the back line. Linking up Menzies. Now Lyons. Lyons 35 out is put down. Oh, great play, Manly. Prepared to throw the ball about inside their own 20-metre zone. Fulton gives it along the line. Rogers onto Moore. Moore onto Ridge. Oh, crashing tackle by Darren Smith. A beauty.
Oh, magnificent tackle. Great attack there from Manly. I thought there would have been a penalty on the far side. Jason Williams actually interferes with one of the Manly support players. Took him out of play completely. This was the final passage of play here, and look at that front-on defence from Darren Smith on Ridge. And yes, the penalty will go across to the far side of the field. You see Jason Williams there pulling out the number 4 in Terry Hill. Good advantage played by the referee and touch judges.
That was good, very good rugby. Now Manly goes back into an attacking zone, 35 out from the line. Lyons keeps turning a player back inside. It's David Gillespie this time. Hancock, they've been working to his wing. Elsgood's on the other side of the ground. He's the kid with the rap on him at the moment, but they haven't worked to his side yet. Alexander's with it, but the pass is forward. Scrum will go down just inside the 20-metre line.
Well, Cliff Lyons does throw a lot of passes that are very flat. On that occasion, he didn't believe that the pass had gone forward. The referee not in great position, but was close enough to adjudicate that way.
Keep in mind that Manly are out there without 2 of their big-name players. Roberts pulled out this morning. And, of course, we knew that Jeff Tuvey was struggling with an injury. They're going to have an impressive lineup when they get their full team on the park. Geordie Preets has picked off in another good tackle by Gillespie.
Polla-Mounter's broken straight through. He's got McCracken on the inside. He'll have the speed himself, yes. Well, one missed tackle there from the Manly defensive line, and Polla-Mounter's just gone straight through. Sensational run there from the 5'8", normally a halfback. Him and Terry Lamb swap around in this side. Both of these sides just show what kind of attacking ability they have. Got in between, I think, Cunningham and Ridge on that occasion. And Rogers didn't have the speed to come across. Kicks out of the tackle and tries to improve the position. Danny Moore finally comes up with the tackle, but much too late.
Halligan now from 22 metres out. 11 metres in from touch. Rees against him. He allows for it, but not enough. So Canterbury gets the first points. They lead 4-0 over Manly at Brookvale. No sign of replacement for young Fulton. Manly expecting him back on the park, I would imagine, very quickly. Halligan looked to send somebody back at the defence, but nobody really wanted to. So Halligan took it back himself, and now it's Dimmick. Broken shares coming off. And Mitch Newton is going on for Canterbury. I might be wrong, but Gillespie looks to be a shade faster this year. Darren Smith.
Gillespie. Good tackle there around the legs. He's taken the ball up and offloaded a lot more than probably what we've seen in the past. So Bob Fulton, great take there from 41 for
Simon Gillies. It is in the headgear, Pete. Dean Pay, 30 metres out from the line. Carroll getting back into the defence line after trying to tackle Darren Smith. A tackle that hurt him. He got his head in the wrong place. Cunningham comes off his 30-metre line. 15 minutes to go, first half. Alexander. Ridge. Carroll comes off now. 23 goes out for Manly. And that's Matt Dunford. Hancock is 42 metres away from the line. Just get the feeling that one of these sides is about to crack. It's been played at an extreme pace. The defence is taking its toll. And the first one to leave a little chink is going to be made to suffer. Penalty goes to Manly.
There'll be no doubt that Matthew Ridge will kick for goal here, almost centre field, 38 metres out.
Matthew Ridge, 198 career goals. Right in front, 32 metres out, and you'd like to be getting a shade of black, wouldn't you? Ridge gets the goal. Manly's on the board. And Canterbury kick off again into the breeze. Breeze that will be with them for the second half. And at the moment they're enjoying a lead of 2 points. And I suppose if you put a points system on winds or breezes, this is probably about a 6-pointer. Some people rate it that way. Manly have had it for the first half.
I think, Ray, the most important thing with any sort of really straight through there, Stephen Menzies, most important thing about having the wind in the second half is not going out there relying on it, that that's what's going to get you home. You must realise it's still a lot of work, that you do have an opportunity to play good field position, but if you think that it's going to be an enormous advantage and it's going to make things a little bit easier the second 40, that's when you'll come undone.
Halligan finding himself in the centre of the ruck. Newton. Been a handy substitute for Canterbury for a number of years now, Mitch Newton.
He's a good ball player and works very well with Terry Lamb. We've seen on a number of occasions Lamb do a run around with him and take the short ball off his shoulder. Has led to plenty of ground and led to tries.
Play by Dean Pay. Terry Lamb again runs towards that defence line, puts the kick over, leads the chase down the ground. Ridge was back at fullback. Rogers is off the field at the moment. So it's Carroll. Now Hancock struggles to get 5 metres away from his own line. Terry Hill.
Yes, Manly have gone back to almost the lineup that they named with Matthew Ridge at fullback. Jamie Olgenik is on the field now. They again throw the ball inside their own 20-metre area, come up with a mistake. Darren Smith cleans up. Centre field, good options at both sides.
Newton now runs to the right. Crowd applauding there the tackle of Cliff Lyons. Simon Gillies gets a magic pass around the back. Geordie Peets is a metre from the line. Kraken's a dummy half. Goes himself and wastes a tackle. Peets now. Lamb. Smith! Darren Smith slams it down. Canterbury gets their second try.
And Manly have paid the penalty for too much ball movement, as the bench is pretty happy for Canterbury in their own territory. They came up with the mistake. And 4 rucks later, Canterbury have put the try on the board. It looked like it was going to be a cutout pass here from Terry Lamb, but Darren Smith hit the hole beautifully. A little bit staggered was the defence of Manly. Had one forward, one player coming up a little bit quicker than the outside man, and that created the hole. We'll see who it is from behind here. It was David Gillespie going up a little bit quicker than Owen Cunningham, and Darren Smith, a State of Origin player. Very strong runner of the football, scores just to the side of the posts.
Looks like he's got a corked thigh muscle. They're trying to stretch it out. Daryl Halligan with a simple kick to convert. Canterbury goes further in front.
And Manly 2.
Canterbury leading Manly 10 points to 2. These two sides have played 89 times since they came into the competition in 1947. And Manly has the better of it, 49-35, and at Brookvale 28-11. I've got a funny feeling Canterbury hasn't won here at Brookvale for a long, long time.
Well, I think you find that it's been 1984 was the last year that they won here, so it's an incredible record against a side in Canterbury who've been so strong over all of those years.
Gillies wrapped up and put down by Cliff Lyons. Lamb is injecting himself into the game more and more. Jason Williams from an onside position made that tackle on Matthew Ridge.
Now they're trailing by 8 Manly. They'd love to put points on the board before the break, but to do so they've got to make sure that they control possession. Yes, move the football around, but really only give it to a man who's in a better position than the man passing the ball.
Fulton right on the halfway line. Lyons, that's Dunford. Lyons now kicks for his outside backs, or maybe he's looking for the line. Whichever way it went, he was unsuccessful on both counts. Gillespie to the bench.
And then the stadium goes to Penrith Hill. City Football Stadium, Newcastle 21, South 6. Campbelltown, Illawarra 8, West 6.
Polla-Mounter. Whistled down by Cliff Lyons. And now one of the try scorers, Darren Smith, with a short ball away for Dimmick. Dimmick's got his arms free and was looking for runners. 30 metres out from the line. Canterbury anxious for more points. Lamb through Polla-Mounter for Dallas. Dallas taken high by Cunningham. Penalty to Canterbury. They'll take the kick. 22 metres out, 12 in from touch.
He's had a very good start to the game as Brett Dallas. Very strong run on the football, and you see Owen Cunningham going high there. Not normally his go. Cunningham, one of the better defenders around the legs in the competition.
Now Halligan. This time he's online. Another 2 points. Well, this is becoming a huge problem now. 12-2 the score to Canterbury. And Terry Lamb back on his own line. Sends Jared McCracken back to the Manly defence.
Nothing silly here from Canterbury with only 2 minutes left on the clock to the half-time break. Not really the job that Terry Lamb should be employed, working the ball out from their own territory, but they're doing a good job now with Mitch Newton. Geordie Peach has done well too. Jim Sidaris leaving the club, gone to West. Canterbury keeping the football alive. They look very good.
Scott Wilson. That was incredible what Simon Gillies just did. Dimmick bumps away. Gets it away for Scott Wilson. Here comes Zach Olgenik. Jamie Olgenik, I beg your pardon. 11 metres out from the line. Dimmick.
Well, this is the last. Lamb has signalled that he'll go high, but I wouldn't be surprised if they run it, even though they are very flat. Now he'll put the bomb up.
Lamb puts it high into the teeth of the breeze. Loose on the ground, and it went forward, apparently.
Oh, Jason Williams, believing that it was a Manly player who touched the football.
Here's the head on. Let's see if he gets a touch on the way down. Hancock?
No way, try.
No, that's a try for sure.
They now may salvage something from the wreck. Daryl Halligan awarded a penalty here after Mark Carroll was penalised for holding back the Canterbury player in that last attack. And this will be the last play of the game, the first half.
Well, it can hardly be called a wreck. 12-2 on the scoreboard. They take your point, but they're in front by 10. And this is going to put them 12 in front, but that breeze is pushing it well off the line. There's still a chance on. That's all came off the feet. Williams with it for Canterbury.
Well, the referee's ruled a knock on.
Well, he's called half-time as well. But to my way of looking at it, everything that happened was off the feet. 12-2, though, is the score at half-time as they take a break, and a big problem in front of Manly.
It's been a long time since Canterbury have won here at Brookvale, but 12-2 leaders at half-time. They're doing it very nicely this afternoon, and statistically, again, the bottom two are the most telling. Too many missed tackles for Manly, almost twice as many as their opposition. The way they're 5-all in the handling errors, the majority of Manly's were made in their own territory, a lot in their own 20-metre area.
Canterbury, their task of restarting in the second half, and Carroll comes back. And that run should typify what nearly everybody in the Manly outfit has to do. 12-2 down at half-time. Pushing the proverbial, aren't they? Alexander. Not beyond them. They're playing in front of their home crowd, and it's a very big crowd too. This weekend of the Winfield Cup for the new season has attracted already many thousands of people as Cliff Lyons keeps it low into the breeze that is into Manly in the second half. Scott Wilson comes back. Lyons with two hands on the player before going for the use of the leg. This is Jason Williams, put down by David O'Donnell, who's on for Scott Fulton.
Although it's not another change, you can see that Bob Fulton has continued Matthew Ridge in the fullback position and Olgenik at 5'8". I didn't think that it worked that well, Ridge, into the pivot position in that first half. And I'm sure that that's the way we'll see the rest of this match go, with Ridge back in the custodian position.
Gillies unloading. Lamb across. Dummy to Polla-Mounter once, and then takes the defence with him down to the 30-metre line. Very good combination at half and 5'8". It doesn't matter who's first receiver. Ridge has lost it. Chance here! Ridge just cleans up. Polla-Mounter was only a fraction of a second late.
And he had to do it all himself, Craig Polla-Mounter. He put the kick up, and really he was the only chaser. But the beauty of the kick was that it nearly hit the post. That threw Matthew Ridge out. He did well to recover, but Polla-Mounter, he zeroed in and still got up and came up with the tackle. Great play.
They clashed in round 9 of last year's Winfield Cup, and Canterbury won that match 21-12. And they're online to win this one. Lamb. Dummies, and then floats it out for Gillies. Polla-Mounter got a wicked pass. It's almost hit him on the, well, it did, it hit him on the head. So it wasn't a knock on at that stage. Terry Hill coming away from the lock forward position. Lyons. They get it out to the left fairly quickly. Danny Moore! Danny Moore! Big run down to the 20-metre line. Oh, tremendous tackle. Scotty Wilson. The Manly crowd comes to their feet now. Bad pass. Lyons. The long ball. Ridge steps inside. 18 metres out. Canterbury. Regrouping in defence now. O'Donnell, Carroll. That wasn't the time for a forward to take it to ground. They needed to keep it buzzing along the back line. Gillespie is a couple of metres out. Lyons calling players around him. This is Alexander. 5 tackles gone in the centre of the park. Could be Lyons again. Now he uses Olgenik. He flicks it out the back. Ridge scoops it off the ground. Danny Moore does likewise. Canterbury touched the ball, I thought. Menzies gets it away. Lyons floats it back. Ridge gives a short pass. Carroll's into space. Gets it away. And the try goes begging at the hands of Dave Alexander.
Well, it's exciting stuff to watch, but unfortunately for Manly again, the last pass going to ground. They made the big bust through Danny Moore, a mix-up in defence out wide for Canterbury. Somehow they got back and scrambled in defence and held him out on the 6th. And that was a great opportunity for the Seagulls. They're trailing by 10. And it all ends up as though they were going to score a try.
During that flurry of passing, I'm almost sure I saw a Canterbury hand touch the ball. I think that it went by referee Bill Halligan. It wouldn't surprise had he restarted the tackle count. Halligan now taking the penalty kick for touch. 12-2 the score, Canterbury leading. Mitch Newton. Peach. Pay. Darren Smith. Gillespie tried to take him, but I think he's done his shoulder, Gillespie. He just looked straight at the bench and called for help. Out to Polla-Mounter. Now Dallas goes straight. Lyons comes over the top to make the tackle with Olgenik underneath. Gillespie is fairly badly wounded out there. Terry Lamb, 20 metres away from the line, floats the pass out. They've got the numbers, Canterbury. In fact, they've got that many, they don't know what to do with them, really. They've come back inside. And Dallas it was, the last man tackled, the turnover for Manly. Menzies. Lyons. Danny Moore. David O'Donnell. Another David in the shape of Alexander. And then O'Donnell scooping it up off the ground for Olgenik. Stands in the tackle. Chance for Terry Hill. Gets it back inside. Matthew Ridge supports. And he's put down 38 metres out from his own line. O'Donnell away for Lyons. Gillespie inside. Cunningham outside with Elsgood. He puts it down. Harrigan orders the knock-on against Elsgood.
They are becoming their own worst enemies, Manly. It's great to be able to keep the ball alive and throw the football around, but if you're coming up with mistakes fairly regularly with that practice, you've got to start becoming a little bit more controlled. He was flying Elsgood, but the pass went behind.
Canterbury with the scrum win, 40 metres away from the Manly line. Polla-Mounter put to ground by Jamie Olgenik and Matthew Ridge. Scott Wilson drops it onto the left foot. He was taken out. Was he taken out late? Dallas goes after it. Dallas comes up with the football and he puts it down. It's a try. It's a try. Incredible stuff. Canterbury's Brett Dallas has scored.
Oh, great thinking there. Second tackle. No fullback at home. We saw Phil Blake do the same on Friday night to score a match winner. Canterbury may have come up with the same kind of play. This time 2 players involved, utilising the great speed of Brett Dallas. The second quickest man in rugby league behind Shane Werrett. He was onside. Hancock, no slouch, had to turn and chase. And look at the ground Dallas makes on the outside. A little bit of jostling. Dallas gets to the front. The referee ruling that the momentum takes him across.
Halligan with the attempted conversion, and we've got 2 of the best goal kickers on show here today. Ridge and Halligan, but Canterbury leading by 18 points to 2 in the match of the day. Well, this has been a tough call for Bill Harrigan, the more you look at it. There he is tackled, and the ball has touched the ground, or the arm carrying the ball has touched the ground, there's no doubt about that. But one gets the impression, Peter, that he didn't necessarily contribute to the promotion of it. Rather, Craig Hancock probably did.
Well, I guess that's the ruling. To me, it looked one of those line ball decisions. I actually thought that Dallas could have been made to play the football if he hadn't have gone across the line, which would make it almost a double movement. I actually thought that maybe the momentum was stopped almost over the top of the line, and Dallas has made a bird of it by putting the ball down. But the in-goal judge was in good position.
Canterbury showing why they are certainly one of the front contenders for the Winfield Cup. I know it's day one, but already people have got it fined down to about probably 6 or 7 teams making up the 5. And I think most people have got Canterbury and Manly in their top 5. But Canterbury on today's showing, awesome at times.
Well, the thing I like about them, Ray, is Canterbury fine touch 10 out, is that they're all very good solid workers. They get the job done, but they've also got the ability to use the football.
Olgenik. Matthew Ridge turning it inside for Jack Elsgood. I think we came here today thinking that Manly would have a decided advantage out in the centres battle, but I think that that has been firmly won by the Canterbury 2. McCracken and Dallas, they've done some outstanding things between them. McCracken mainly in defence.
Well, the big test for Brett Dallas was going to be in defence as to getting the right side of the field. He's missed a tackle there. Menzies away down the blind side, looking to link up. He's got Lyons on the inside. Good tackle from Wilson front on.
Last tackle for Manly as they go to the left again. Through Olgenik to Ridge, back inside for Cunningham, back to Olgenik, and a penalty goes to Manly.
He's done a great job today, Bill Halligan, in playing the advantage. Matthew Ridge takes the quick tap. They're offside again. And that's first tackle. They've got 5 to go and they're only 15 out.
Played by Ridge, served up by O'Donnell for Carroll. Straight ahead, the former South Sydney player. Now from O'Donnell, fed up for Gillespie. They're going to use all these tackles. O'Donnell goes back left. Lyons, neat pass, and Matthew Ridge. Ridge gets the try for Manly. Their first of the day. Is this the start of the comeback?
Well, they had to be the next scorer, didn't they? Trailing 18-2. And now within 2 converted tries with a kick to come, and it was just weight of possession. And look at Cliff Lyons changing direction. He can see that they're short on that side. Jared McCracken, he's got 2 men to look after. Matthew Ridge does a great job by running straight into the hole. That meant that McCracken didn't have a play on him.
Ridge, who brought up his 200 first-grade goals with his earlier kick, now makes it 202. 18 points to 8. Canterbury over Manly. Sending it down towards the Manly try line, and again Carroll is asked to bring it back, and that's a good run by Mark Carroll. He's got it out just beyond the 20-metre line. Alexander. Heavy work going on in there, has been all day. Lyons, Olgenik. Cunningham.
Canterbury must now muscle up in defence. You can see the confidence that's been instilled in this Manly side through that 6 points. They're going to continue to throw the football around, and when they're in this mood, they can really score points quickly. So Canterbury now must stop the football wherever possible. Every tackle must count.
Danny Moore coming in off the pass of Matthew Ridge, and then Alexander was given an ordinary proposition. Lyons switching it back to the blind, but everybody's standing still. Nobody's going ahead. Now, I think he's penalised Cliff Lyons for deliberately throwing the ball forward.
That's exactly what he's done. See Lyons here under pressure from Jason Williams from the marker position.
And this bloke doesn't miss too many of these. Although I suppose with this breeze now gusting up, it does put a little bit of value into it, but not for Halligan. He's got it straight between the uprights. Ridge's kick fielded by Lamb. And McCracken is put down 20 metres out from his own line. Tackler was Menzies. Stephen Menzies, a good young player for Manly. Not often have I seen him in the run-on side for Manly, but today was one of those occasions. Quick hands from Lamb to Polla-Mounter. And Craig Polla-Mounter, who scored the first try for Canterbury, plays the ball. Lamb promotes for Gillies, and he's starting to run with the confidence that is required in the top grade. But he was one of Canterbury's best players, Simon Gillies. He broke a leg. I think it was the start of last year. But prior to that, he was Canterbury's best forward. And with him playing well, Canterbury are very healthy in the forward division. Matthew Ridge put down 22 metres out from his own line. Jack Elsgood. Elsgood, our stats suggest that's the 4th touch he's had of the ball. Hancock, a similar number there for him now too. Terry Hill, talking of Hancock, Williams on him with Polla-Mounter. Terry Hill. This is Gartner. Now Lyons. Holds it back. Halligan came up quickly and then had to drop off onto his winger, but the knock-on has occurred. Polla-Mounter standing wide at 5'8". Expecting the scrum win, which comes, and McCracken is put down. Lamb again now, drops it onto the foot, and away goes Lamb. He kicks it again. Here comes Williams. Williams with the pickup. Tries to get between them. He does. And Williams, he scores. Marvellous try. Tremendous piece of rugby league. Firstly by Lamb, and then secondly by Jason Williams.
Yeah, rugby league is all about foresight, the ability to read what's in front of you and react in a positive manner. And Terry Lamb, he looks up, he sees that again there is nobody at home. Matthew Ridge involved in the tackle from the previous play, couldn't get on the ball himself. He knows that Williams is chasing on the left. Williams even got the good bounce there to come back inside, and he brushes straight through Hancock, carries Olgenik over, and Terry Lamb, he was there in support once again, wasn't needed.
Halligan from an acute angle, but that doesn't really make much difference. Not to goal kickers like him. Leading point scorer last year. 26-8 in favour of Canterbury. McCracken brings the restart back. About 25 metres out from the Canterbury line. Wilson it is that comes into his back line, brushes away from Ridge, unloads to Dallas. Hancock's got a bit of a problem on his hands. It didn't turn out that way. And the ball comes loose. Harrigan has ordered a scrum, a knock-on.
Just over 10 minutes left on the clock now. A long way in arrears of Manly. They've really got to put on a 6-pointer in this set of 6. A run around, well read by both Scott Wilson and Brett Dallas. Matthew Ridge coming into the back line. As soon as he caught the football, he was crunched.
Terry Hill shaping as though he was going to kick and then opting to take on the defence. Gillespie. O'Donnell. Carroll. Hand off. Olgenik. He'll score. Manly gets a try.
And it was a very timely try. They had to score, as we pointed out, in that set of 6 with time running out. It's a pretty ordinary defence from Canterbury there. We're talking about Terry Lamb's defence. Not often that he misses one in the second line, but this is where the damage was done. Mark Carroll straight through Jim Dimmick, holds off Craig Polla-Mounter, then Geordie Peach and Jason Williams, or Daryl Halligan, I'm sorry, gets brushed off, and Terry Lamb beaten with the step from Olgenik.
the kick from Ridge sailing through the uprights. So 26 points to 14 in favour of Canterbury. 12 points the margin. Canterbury restarting for Ridge to send it back via Gartner. Jolting tackle.
Not long to go. Manly really taking this one down to the wire, keeping the ball alive. McDonald tackled on his 20-metre line.
Because what Canterbury's got to be careful of is when they try and shut the promotion of the ball down, that they don't put a touch on it, because automatically the tackle count restarts. And sometimes that can be a bigger evil than just letting them have 6 tackles. That's forward. And referee Halligan this time will put a scrum down.
There's our man of the match, the MMI man of the match, Darren Smith.
Polla-Mounter. Little do we know that when he scored that first try, and we've got a problem here with Polla-Mounter, he has not moved.
Yeah, he was just stepping back inside there. It didn't look too much in the tackle, but sometimes the simplest things can lead to the problem.
Darren Smith. He's had a fine performance, Darren Smith. And he probably put his imprint on the game in the first half. And here's an intercept for Cliffy Lyons. They won't, oh yes they will, they're running him down very quickly, but now they won't catch Terry Hill. Hill goes down to score for Manly.
The worst possible thing that you can come up with is an intercept. It's Dean Pay who tries to throw the short ball to Brett Dallas. Cliff Lyons, well, as soon as Ray said that they weren't going to catch him, Daryl Halligan picked him up quick smart. And I think if you'd have said the same about Terry Hill, maybe Scott Wilson might have got him, but that wasn't the case. And the conversion attempt right in front being successful.
There's the siren. The clock showing still 90 seconds to go, but Canterbury defeating Manly by 26 points to 20. And the other scores of matches played today: Newcastle had a big win over South Sydney. Penrith and Gold Coast played the second drawn result of the weekend, and Western Suburbs defeated Illawarra. The footy tab available, the pick the score $654.10, and pick the winners upwards of $202.85. So the points table after round 1, winners Newcastle, Norths, Cronulla, Canterbury, St George and Western Suburbs. Those getting half a win: Penrith, Gold Coast, Brisbane and Parramatta. So on behalf of Peter Sterling and the 9 Rugby League crew, I'm Ray Warren. Good night, Australia.